When we took a look at the Mongoose docs, we saw that in order to set up a connection to MongoDB, we do need to create a URI that contains a connection string of sorts. And so in order to do this, we want to make use of our environment variables and our configuration mechanism within our Express API. And the first step here is let's go ahead to the .env.development file that is in the root of your API where we have our port defined. We're just going to go ahead and set up a few environment variables here. The first one is going to be Mongo, and the value of this is going to be MongoDB : //. Next up, we will have our Mongo URL, and this is going to be my app DB, and then this will be 27017. Next up, we need to do the MongoDB username, and this can be the same value as the admin account that you've set up over here for your Docker Compose file. And so we can just go ahead and reference Jack here, and then we'll say MongoDB password. That will be example 1234. And lastly, we just want to set up the MongoDB name, and that's going to be my app DB. Now that we've declared those environment variables, we can head on over to our config.js, and we can just create a JavaScript object that is going to link these conveniently up into our Express API. So we're going to create a new key here, and we're going to call this Mongo, and that's just going to be an object. And so we're just going to create the keys that we need here. We're going to set up a protocol, which will be available from the process.env.mongo protocol. Next up, we will have a username, which in the same way will be from process.env.mongo username. And then it's going to be the same thing for all these keys. We want to have a password. We'll have a database key, which will be a reference to the database name. That'll be the MongoDB name. And lastly, we'll just have a URL key here, which will be the value of Mongo URL. With that object defined now, we should have all these variables now available to us in our Express API. And because we're importing our config into our server.js and we're passing that through into our initialize app, we should get a hold of it here as the config global object. And then in our mongo.js file, we're destructuring that config and we're pulling off the Mongo key that we've just created. So let's just go ahead in here and add in a JSON.stringify, and we'll just print out the value of Mongo here, and let's just validate that those values are indeed being pulled through. So if we hit save here, you'll see in our console log we've now got this JavaScript object that has been printed out. It's got all the values that we need, and we can see there's no undefined or anything like that. All the keys look good, and hopefully no spelling mistakes or anything like that. But we'll test this out in a moment. But for now, we've got all the pieces that we need to start setting up the connection string and writing the actual code to set up Mongoose. So let's take a short break here. In the next lesson, we'll go about doing just that. So cheers for now.